everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. It's a project polish update, everyone. Now this, I feel like it's been like 2-3 months since I filmed one, but there is one up every month. This is an update that is pretty good. I have an empty. I've got some polishes I've been kind of hyper focused on. I've got some polishes, less use on them. I'm going to be rolling new stuff in. I don't have a lot of extra pictures this time. I've been doing a lot of repeat manicures, so we're just going to carry on and we're just going to dive into the progress I've been making over the month of March. It's April now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you are familiar with my wheel here. That's where I was in terms of the last month. So I'd already finished this blue, the gold topper, and the purple Fraken last month. So we're going to start with the oldest polish. There are still, these ones here were the original polishes. So starting off with this red here, which I do really love. This is from Hansen, the Xtreme Wear line in red carpet. So this one I have some good progress on. So from here to here. So I am getting lower down. That line is not straight at all. It is becoming a little bit challenging because you can see how kind of thick and gloopy that is becoming. I have used it 4 times in the last update, bringing me to 21 uses in the project. So with 4 uses to make this much progress, I must be getting pretty darn close. So I am really excited about this polish. It is an easy go-to. It is more of a winter red, so I do want to prioritize that one a bit, but for now it is staying in the project. Next up is my nude option. So that is what I am currently wearing today, and this is my easy go-to everyday kind of nude option. This has thickened up, of course, so it is now a 2-coater. It used to be 3. So this is from C&D. This is their Longwear nail polish in 135 Cake Pop. So just a tiny little bit. So I was there to there. So we got some windowing. Like this one settles pretty nicely, so I am pleased about that, but not a whole lot of progress on it because I haven't honestly used it very much. Only 3 uses in my last month, so this was my least used polish, bringing me to 22 uses in the project thus far, which was from a full bottle. So we are, oh gosh, well that's more than a third, but definitely less than half. We're some amount of it. We're a fraction of the way through here. So I'm just gonna put that one to the side and we're going to carry on. This is a topper and it is getting so close. This is an unnamed topper from N.Y.C, the long wearing nail enamel. This is my oldest polish in my collection, and after that point, I don't really know what my oldest polish is. But as you can see, like it is so close. I don't think I was able to make a mark last time, so it was about there, and now I'm there. And you might be able to tell, like there, you can see it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. There's that glass. A month or two, and you can very clearly see those mixer balls just kind of hanging out in there. Over the last month, I have reached for this one 6 times, bringing me to 20 uses in the project, which is 20 uses from this point. This, of course, is still a very thin one, but I find I have to go in twice, especially for like thumbnails, to cover it. Mainly used it as a topper over the next shade, but I did actually have a manicure that I did outside of this project that I used that as a topper for. I kind of missed it. I did it a little bit in the summer, so it was nice to bring that one back. Next polish up is moving on to this dark blue. Now, before I show you this progress, this is from Sinful Colors. This is from their Essentials line, Ocean Breeze, in the shade Beach Vibes. Now, I will just state before I show you this progress, I have used it 10 times, bring me to 25 uses in the project. So I was really putting a lot of emphasis on this. However, it's going to show more progress because I have used some of this polish to Fraken, one of the new polishes I'm going to be rolling in. So I will show you the progress. We'll talk about the Fraken later, but just keep that in mind because this is going to be a big jump. And there we are. So I was at this line last month. I am down to this line now, so getting very close. However, again, some of this was used in Frakening, so not as exciting as it looks, but I'll share that in a bit. But I was very pleased with the progress I'm making here. This is now getting kind of challenging to get out. It is also on the thicker, goopier side because I have been using this polish for quite a while. So it's going to be an interesting one. So last up, this is the last color I had in this project, and it was a little mini OPI. I believe in Hot Toddy Naughty. So this is a polish I have used 9 times. So second most used polish in the project this month. So 9 uses, bringing me to 17 uses in the project. And in terms of markings, I was about here last month, and this is as done as it can get. I was like 7 nails into my last manicure, and it was like, yeah, no, I can't get enough out to finish that manicure, so I am going to call this one done. This was always a standalone. I think I did like a pedicure with it. And I did forget to mention my pedicure is in the wintertime, usually about every 2 to 3 weeks. But my manicure I do every day as part of my self-care routine. I'm rough on my nails and hands, and I get tired of the manicure quickly. Although I can kind of rotate back to back. So just need a little bit of some variety. So this is my empty for the month. I'm very, very excited. It was my goal to finish this one this month because it is my darkest shade. I'd rolled it in because I was craving a shade like this, but now that we're getting more to springtime, I am glad to be rolling this one out. Which means that this project has turned into a very interesting year. Usually I'm pretty good at kind of working my way this way, but we've been jumping around finishing the polishes. We still have 2 original polishes left, but that is okay. Today I'm going to be rolling in not 1, but 2 new polishes. And I'm doing that because spring vibes. These are very much spring colors, and I do want to, April, May, June, really focus in on these. They may linger longer, especially the last one, but that is okay. I do want to at least get a head start. So even though I only finished 1 polish, that's what I'm going to be doing for this update. So we're going to start off with the Fraken polish. So bringing back beach vibes. So I've been thinking about doing this for a little while. So I have another Sinful Colors polish that I have never used as a manicure, but I thought it would be fun to take a little bit of this dark blue to deepen this shade here. So this is from the same line. This is the Essentials line, except this one's scented like eucalyptus, which isn't my favorite scent. And this is in the shade Eucalypta, I think. This, as you can see, I used a lot of polish in the Fraken and a little bit of this blue. And I have reused this bottle. You may recognize this bottle from last year's project polish, where I Frankened this blue out of, it was a little bit of this blue, a little bit of a blue similar to this. It was the Cosmic Colors one. Actually, it was that blue, a little bit of that blue, a little bit of that blue, and a little bit of a gray shade to get that bottle. Oh, there's too many wheels now. To get to this shade, there was obviously a tiny bit left in the bottom, which I used as my base to Franken a fair amount of this with a little bit of that to get me to this. And all of that, when we get it on the nail wheel, and again, I'm not very good at mixing, but that is the shade right there. So this is kind of like a stormy blue-gray is kind of how that turned out. So we'll kind of see how it goes. I may Franken it further as we go. I just kind of filled the bottle up a little bit too much. I cannot make any markings on this. I also don't know how large this bottle is, but that is the polish, and we've got the swatch picture so you can kind of see it in action. I am very pleased with it, and honestly, with that beach vibes, we'll see. I might try to Franken the rest of it. And I'll probably try to use it a little bit more, but it may become a Frankening because it's getting so thick. But anyway, this bottle is now full, and I do really like that fan brush there, so that is really nice. So we'll see how this goes, and I'm excited to have, like, this is like a spring color, but it's a little bit like cooler. So like it can work for the transition because we're still transitioning out of winter. There's still a ton of snow on the ground. So it works for that transition. It works for rainy days. So I think that will work quite well. And then the last polish I'm going to be rolling in, you will recognize this one from my Planet Pan Nail Polish Edition. And we're bringing a purple back, so I'm very excited about it. And this is more my spring purple. It is a little bit deeper, but more mid-toned than the purple I rolled in last year for spring. But it is this last color right here. So I'm excited to have more purple, and there's a lot to go on this bottle. This is from Revlon. So again, really trying to keep up my theme this year of variety and bringing in different brands of polishes to keep it exciting for you. So this is from the Revlon Colorstay, Color Envy Longwear Nail Enamel. It is 11.7 milliliters, so not a full-sized bottle. But I do find the Revlon ones do take me longer than the Sally Hansen ones, which are kind of a similar size. As you might be able to tell, there is some use on this bottle, but not a whole heck of a lot. So that is my starting mark right there. And you may be able to see a little bit of that oil separation at the top, which is one of the reasons why I do want to prioritize this polish, because it is separating a little bit on its own. As with always, the goal is to finish it, and this may be in for a little while, but that is okay. So as you can see, I am making good progress on my nail wheel. Now, this is going to be a little bit challenging, but there we go. That is the current color story. So I've got my red, my nude, a topper, a dark blue, a stormy blue, and kind of a mid-toned purple. Goals for next month. We'll see if I'm able to do them all, but this is what I am thinking. So I would like to finish my red carpet nail polish. One, because it's the second swatch on the nail wheel, so kind of going back to the beginning a little bit. But also, like, if that only took me 4 uses, it's not going to take me too long to finish the rest of this bottle, especially because I kind of go until my patience gives out with a bottle. So that's what I want to try to prioritize as my first goal. My more ambitious goal that I would like to set is maybe finishing the glitter topper. I think that would be so fun and exciting. Again, there's going to be a question of how easy it is for me to get this polish out, but that's going to be the plan. I'm going to try. Oh, it might be hard. We'll kind of see how that one goes. The other goal I kind of want to set, and this is kind of like the second priority goal, so over finishing the blue topper. Obviously in this project, I have been kind of focusing on some polishes more than others. So I would like, obviously the red is into finish is kind of my goal. But in terms of the other shades, so the nude, the top is going to be included in that, the blue, the other blue, and the purple. I do want to use each of those shades at least 5 times. I haven't been doing that in the last couple months where I've reached for each shade at least once. In fact, it was only like my first update where I had met that goal. That was back when I had just these shades and 2 of them were toppers. Or sorry, those shades and 2 of them were toppers. So that's going to be kind of a goal to kind of spread the love out, get some more focus on some of these older shades, but also really starting to play with these new ones that I've added in. The other thing I'm keeping in mind, for me, these are a little bit more crunch time because these are very like more spring colors. They're going to be a little bit more limited when I want to wear them. Whereas like that's also true of the blue. It's a dark blue. Like I can make it more spring summer with toppers, but especially like with this nude and even the red, like both of those are a little bit more all the time of the year. Like this red is a little bit more wintry, but especially this nude, it could be at any point. So even though that's an older polish, still in from the beginning, I'm not super focused on that has to be out. That is everything. So that is going to wrap up my March update for Project Polish 2025. So I'm pleased with all of the progress I've been able to make, and I'm excited to see where I'm able to go in the next month. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you give a big thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe so you don't miss my next update. I look forward to seeing you in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.